Hello, good afternoon, MargaretsPearlsTV family. How are you all doing? I hope you're keeping well. What a moment in history we're all going through. I am hoping for an end to the event in Ukraine as soon as possible, as we all pray and ask God for peace in our world at the moment. If you are new here, here's a warm welcome to my channel. If you don't know, I cover Christian, lifestyle, and social issues on this channel. And sometimes we cover some sensitive topic, just as I am about to do today. Last week, I covered domestic violence and abuse on my channel. And I shared the short story of a pregnant lady beaten by her husband. Unborn child died in her womb, and she died while going through labor to give birth to the dead child. Today, I want to remind us that we are all responsible to report and sensitively manage abuse, domestic violence, and bullying experiences around us. And these things happen everywhere. We must not turn a blind eye, because if you don't report or take practical steps to protect that person, it may be too late. If you're not able to deal with it sensitively, or if you're not skilled or you're not experienced in that area, it's best to report it, because if you proceed, you may put the person at further risk. What you don't want to do and shouldn't do is turn a blind eye and keep quiet. It's a no to every form of abuse. We cannot keep quiet to any form of abuse anywhere at any times. The reasons why you need to take steps, either as a trained practitioner or non-practitioner, is if you don't report it, if you don't speak up, it could lead to the death of the person. It could also lead to severe injuries, which could be lifelong changing. It could lead to breakdown, especially in the mental health of the victim, and the person may resort to suicide. It can affect observers of incidents, whether young or old, and children are more vulnerable. So it is time for us to speak up against every form of abuse everywhere. I live in the United Kingdom, and there are systems in place, yet victims still lose their lives to domestic violence, abuse, and bullying. In the United Kingdom, smacking, hitting, slapping, and physical punishment towards children was not illegal and is not illegal. But Wales has now changed the legislation, and it is now illegal to smack, hit, slap, or physically punish a child. Prior to this, in the Children Act 2004, it is illegal to hit a child if force results in bruising, swelling, cuts, grazes, or scrapes. As long as a parent is deemed to have acted with reasonable force, it could be deemed permissible within the boundaries of the law. But if that child sustains an injury despite it not being illegal in England at the moment, it could get that parent or perpetrator into trouble with the law. I personally have my views on smacking, and even though it remains legal in England, I do not think smacking is necessary. As a Christian, indeed, my Bible in Proverbs 13 verse 24, and I read the New International Version, it says, "Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them." I believe in reasonable discipline, and it should be age appropriate. Smacking after a while becomes ineffective in my view, and that is based on personal experience, because the child expects it and gets accustomed to it. However, if you talk and instill the right discipline for the right age in due season, the child will hopefully correct him or herself. In the case of bullying, this is more rampant among school children and has led to suicidal ideation and intentions by the victims. So please always have a chat with your child after school or wherever they go to. Perhaps you are wondering why certain countries or nations are against domestic violence, abuse, and bullying. And I would like to share some figures with you. in respective of United Kingdom. In the past 5 years, an average of 58 children have died from assaults or undetermined intent in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, on average, 2 women are killed every week across England and Wales by a current or former partner. On average, every year, 30 men are murdered as a result of domestic violence. Sadly, these figures rose during COVID. And with the current issues our world is facing, these are likely to increase. But what can we do? Number 1, for children, including disabled children, adults, and the elderly. If you are residing in the United Kingdom, child abuse, neglect, and bullying, you have to report this to authorities such as the police, the school, local authorities. And our children are taught about safeguarding in schools. Some children are also able to call the police themselves, or the children services called Banadas, or other children organizations that deal with children experiencing abuse and also adults. Number 2, if abuse relates to an adult, remove yourself to a rescue or a refuge place where parents and children can be kept safe. There is also refuge places for men, even though the spaces are limited. Number 3, alternatively, call the police yourself. And I have called the police several times to save victims. Sometimes it's frustrating because the threshold is not reached with the local authority and the victim is then left either by the police or by the local authority. But the law has recently changed and the police will now act immediately. Number 4, in addition, be careful how you communicate with the victim to avoid placing the person or persons at further risk. Number 5, if you reside abroad, I am hoping there will be a safe place in the community or with persons within your network where you can remove yourself from a volatile environment or a toxic relationship and stay safe for yourself and for your children. Number 6, be mindful of incestuous behaviors. It happens. Number 7, be careful who you allow into your own environment, especially the opposite sex. And do not let children sit on the lap of opposite grown sex or gender, especially female child on a male lap. Number 8, be mindful of over-familiar people without your supervision or child within your sight. Perpetrators are often known to the child, and this is subtly done. I want to leave you with Chris Whitty's quote, and she says, "It's important to talk about it. You raise awareness, but you can also prevent a child from being abused by letting it not be a secret." That means do not let it be a secret. There is no secret. Let's continue to rise up and protect ourselves, protect others, and protect each other. If you don't see your neighbor for a few days and you think that person is susceptible to every form of domestic abuse or violence or bullying, knock on the door to check on him or her if it's safe to do so. I hope you've gained more insight into this topic and hopefully you'll be able to implement some of these tips and tools I've shared with you today. Because safeguarding others in our various communities remain our responsibilities. So we've got to be on the lookout for others. If you've been affected by any of these issues, please seek help from trusted and experienced individuals in your network or organizations. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Please press the notification button, share, comment, and like. And if you see any advert, please watch it. Until we meet again, do take care of yourself and each other. God bless you and God bless me. Take care. Bye for now.